everybody! I'm so grateful to have you here watching this video unfold. For today's video, I am going to take you back to May earlier this year when I went to Aldenham Country Park. There is a farm within Aldenham Country Park where I saw many lovely animals, which I'm thrilled to share with you today. The country park itself is located near Watford. This makes it an approximate 12 miles or 12-minute drive from one area to the other. As for a wee bit of a backstory for some history on Aldenham Country Park, it originally opened up as a country park in 1972, although if we travel back even further into history, in the 18th century, the estate which the country park is now on was once known as the Manor of Aldenham. This name was based on Eladham, which either meant old home or Eleda's home. The manor estate actually dates back to the 13th century, where there was land granted between the Abbot of Westminster and Thomas Peacock. This then led the estate to be named as Peacock's Manor after Thomas Peacock, and within the year of 1912 the estate was sold for £17,000. So this was the whole land. As you can probably imagine, £17,000 on land nowadays would not get you nearly as much of the area that this land was. So I'll just put on the screen just to show you the size of that this land was. Shortly after this, in the year 1912, the estate was then renamed to Peacock's Manor. This was to make the estate sound more English. Further on down this line, the estate in 1973 was renamed to Back TV Danta, which was bought by George Harrison, and this was then donated as part of the Krishna Consciousness Foundation. That is all the history I do have for you today. So if we move a little bit further on to the present day, so the farm is reaching of 100 acres. To go along with this, it has a 100-acre wood, which is Winnie the Pooh inspired. And the farm is home to around 12 different types of animals that you could meet through purchasing one of the farm day passes, which is what I did do. And there's also the option to do some small animal petting, as well as going to the adventure playground. This is more aimed for children. Aldenham Country Park does tend to post regular updates to their social media, such as on Facebook, where they have announced that they're doing this Spook Fest in time for Halloween season. This is between the 11th of October through to the 2nd of November for those interested. Without further ado, I will just play the following footage, and I hope that you do enjoy watching the videos of me going to Aldenham Country Park. Figured that I would take you along with me on around the farm, so let's just get into it. You're met with some greenery and flags as you enter the park. You also have the option to purchase some animal feed for feeding the animals upon entering, so you can just purchase this at the help desk. Throughout the video, I will be mentioning the animals that I did see, as well as a fact about each animal. The first animal that I saw being the dabbling duck. Dabbling ducks do prefer to dabble and sort of graze the surface of the water for when feeding themselves rather than diving in. animal is not specifically an animal in the farm. It is none other than a pigeon. So pigeons can actually recognize themselves in the mirror, and they are one of the few animal species to be able to do this. So in the same enclosure you can also see the Indian runner ducks, also known as penguin ducks. This is due to their inability to fly as well as their upright body position. Next to this enclosure we do have the Suffolk sheep, which were so lovely to feed. The Suffolk sheep have black hooves which reduce their risk of having foot rot, which in turn reduces the need for them to have excessive hoof trimming. In another enclosure there were some more Indian runner ducks. Parks apparently like to have these ducks because they are great foragers, meaning that they will help eat either insects, weeds or slugs. This will then reduce the need to have any unnatural chemicals as a pest remover. The duck I'm about to show is the mallard duck, which is rather distinctive from its green head and yellow beak. These are commonly seen in parks as well. Brahma chickens are also here at Aldenham Farm. They can be known as king of chickens due to their size. Another name that the Brahma chickens can go as are Shanghai birds. This is from the 1840s when birds with feathers were in Shanghai. Specifically birds with feathers on their legs.
I believe I can fly.
The following footage shows this white lionhead rabbit, which hence the name. It has a mane of fur around its head and they originated from France and Belgium. These rabbits have high levels of intelligence, and this can be demonstrated throughout their curiosity for playing with toys. In the next enclosure were the Anglo-Nubian goats. These goats became established when the British goats were being bred with goats from African and Indian origin. Each goat does in fact have a name tag, a couple of the goats being called Truffle and Walnut. I thought that the names were rather sweet, and the goats did have a really high tendency to just jump up and be really playful, especially when you had food in your hand.
Truffle, Mars and Munchie.
These American style guinea pigs are in need of a diet which is high in vitamin C, and they do like to go along in pairs. Contrary to their name, they are not from Guinea, they're actually from South America. There was one turkey which I did see on the farm. Turkeys actually have 3 times better vision than us humans do, which I was really blown away to know that, to be honest. Another new fact which I could share with you is that turkeys actually can have their head change colour dependent on their mood. You heard it here first. Just wow. So if a turkey's head is red, is a darker red colour, it indicates that the turkey is likely angry. I wish I had gotten a closer look at the turkey's head that I did see to determine what type of mood the turkey was in on the day I visited the farm. I then had a little dance break under this wisteria garland archway as some music was playing and just enjoyed. I'm pretty sure it was Taylor Swift as well, so that's even better in my opinion. Just had a nice dance break underneath the archway. After booking my way on to see the Texel lambs, they were being bottle fed. You're also able to bottle feed the lambs as well. A fact on the Texel sheep and lambs is that they originated on the coastline of the Netherlands. Just a little notice for those not interested in hearing about auctioning animals, more specifically auctioning sheep, please just fast forward the video to this timestamp in the video. I will just put it on the screen here. As I know some viewers may be uncomfortable and just would rather not hear about animals going to auction, so just if you just a little disclaimer, just to please just fast forward to this part of the video. So the fact is that in an auction in 2020 there was a sheep named Double Diamond. So this is a very famous sheep because although the auction did go on, the auction, which was held in Scotland by the way, not only was the auction was held in Scotland, the sheep then went to auction for £10,000. That was like the starting bid, which already is very high. I was very shocked. Anyway, the sheep Double Diamond was sold for a large amount of 367,500. So that is the story on the sheep, and I just decided to include it because it was not only the price but just for the fact that there were a couple of Scottish farmers who were involved in purchasing the sheep. I then went on to see some of the cows. So the cows that I saw were the Red Poll cattle. Did you know that some of the Red Poll cattle have an unbroken lineage which dates back to the 1880s? When heading outside, there was an enclosure with what I believe to be some ISA or ISA brown type hybrids, as well as some black rock hens. The ISA brown type hybrids are said to be a great choice for those who are looking to have some chickens in their back garden. This is due to the nature of these chickens being rather warm-hearted. As for the black rock hens, they have Scottish roots. This is due to them crossing the Rhode Island red cockerels with the barred Plymouth rock hens. In the same enclosure were some black-faced sheep. These sheep are geared towards the mountains, meaning that they're able to handle either high rainfalls, such as the one happening right now in the background, as well as strong winds. If we date back to the 12th century, there are records of black-faced sheep being in monasteries, such as monasteries in Hertfordshire and in Scotland. Nearby there was another enclosure showing trees and some more sheep. The majestic colour of the following animal really speaks for itself, to be honest. This is the Indian peafowl, also known as the blue peacock. The colour really speaks for itself. Up to this point I have enjoyed every animal, although I feel as though the peacock just really is so amazing to look at, and it really stands out to me for the colourfulness rather of its feathers and just the overall bird. The eyes on the feather of the peacock are to try to deter predators. Another fact on the peacock being that the length of a peacock's tail can actually equate to 60% of its body length. So it can make up 60% of its body length, which is quite impressive. I then went on to see the common donkey. Did you know that donkeys are actually capable of living beyond 50 years? On a sadder note, a donkey's bray, known as their cry basically, can be heard for up to 60 miles away. To wrap things up on a slippy note, I went to a muddy enclosure and saw some Berkshire and British lop pigs. I did see some piglets as well, which was super cute. The Berkshire pig is the oldest pedigree pig breed in Great Britain. They might have originated from Berkshire, however, this pig breed is still common in other areas of the world, such as Japan. The Berkshire pigs were first sent to Japan in 1860s. However, the Berkshire pigs were first sent to Japan in the 1860s, and in 2007 there are now 330,000 Berkshire pigs in Japan. On the other hand, British lop pigs are said to be rarer than the Berkshire pigs. These pigs are known for their size, which is larger than their Welsh or the Landrace breeds, and is known for their long and silky hair. And just like that, we are back in the present moment. So I hope that you have enjoyed watching today's video as much as I did enjoy when I went around the farm. Throughout today's video, if you have enjoyed listening to the fun facts, or if you have a favourite one, or if you have any other facts to include, please do let me know so that we can continue the conversation in comments. Thank you so much for being here as always, and I shall hopefully see you again.